All right, peace, 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 and blessings. I'm one Success Scholar, Dr. Haki Shakur, me here. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. I'm back from Kenya, fam. Everybody out here in the world. Thank everybody for tuning in to that last broadcast that I just did in Kenya. So hope you all are wonderful. Hope you enjoyed that video, but I cut it short. I wasn't able to truly elaborate, and I definitely will put that video into the chat. But so this particular piece, so let me tell you all what happened. So lots going on. I just have to really level people up and really just put our community people and set my people right with what we're doing. But again, I saw the Go Black and the Oshay's videos, and I wanted to really just take some time just to add on, because I think first and foremost, this particular thing with having Dr. Umar Johnson really sets our people back substantially now, and it's really scary and dangerous, because we are just relying on rhetoric now outside of substantive work. Now, many of these people talk about policy. For instance, Dr. Arikana talk about policy, and let me just preference, oh shoot, go back in a little bit of history. I recall, and I was excited about the Wakanda One initiative, talking about Ghana and Kenya. I thought that, let's see how that goes. I thought that was a unique opportunity. I didn't know all of the details, but I thought it was practical, just something that black people in America are familiar with. I think that we can rock with either Kenya or Ghana, right? So I sort of went in, I can rock with that, and it's been a honor to observe, because a lot of people, for instance, that aren't as well versed as myself, who are experienced, and it takes some time in these spaces to understand the players, the people, to understand, how sometimes we put people on a pedestal that their emotional intelligence is faulty. And what do I mean? Several things, but the big one was having Dr. Umar as one of your speakers, and that's coming up, I guess, but they supposed to had him on last Saturday or Saturday before last, and I thought that was embarrassing. I thought that was embarrassing and distasteful as well to have him on, but they didn't have him on then, but now they're going to do something with him. And now I'm starting to see that it's all about imagery and just talking, right? And because first and foremost, Umar, he's good at talking and theorizing, but he's not going to organize with people in different types of power and real substantive influence, like policy on Supreme Court, or like, advocating for something, so I'm just sitting around listening, to him for years, and I'm just like, now, granted, education, children, and, ADHD and all of that, like, those are some things, that I can rock with. But him speaking about going back to Africa, like, Garvey said it. Garvey said, we don't need everybody, and we don't need people like Umar going back to Africa. And I want to say this, so Oshay, he's going to get some good talking points here, because I think he should, maybe talk about this. He should possibly talk about, this Umar thing more, because it's very damaging. It's very damaging in my estimation, because and I know that many Africans don't know Umar, like even the Caribbeans don't know him like that, and that's the scary thing, because they aren't as I have a different type of knowledge here in America that many of the diaspora, they can't, conceptualize. Now, I've been to Africa a few times, and so, I'm connected here with some of the, the diaspora community members, but I wanted to really talk about this, because I think now that I put it together, it's just like a popularity contest. And Dr. Arikana, for instance, have leveraged her popularity to be in the voice of the people, but now there's been an abandonment of the Ghana and the Kenya Wakanda One initiative, all for Burkina Faso. And I'm just like, I don't know how much sense does that make. And let me just share, why I'm putting all this together now. Because I became like really, really connected to ADDI, for the past 4 or 5 years at least. And I was given an award at Howard University called the Arikana Excellence Award, right? And, many of these elders, they don't know me, like some of these old Pan-Africanists, they don't know how I move, how I think, and how I'm able to position myself. And, and in some places, I'm not like anybody or anything, or, not too powerful, but, just, I know that I'm planting seeds and building different types of allies for different things. And so, and fortunately, you got to have your own cash flows, y'all. You got to build your own movements, and that's why, ultimately I feel, of course, that, doing things locally around, your grassroots things, but also reaching out to different media forums, but also just taking it directly here, because I feel that knowing who you know, that's who you're going to build with, not no strangers. I mean, a lot of gullible people out there that just follow people, and I don't need that. I need thinkers. And so, and I want you all to follow me with what, I'm saying, and try to comprehend why I have to come like this. Like, so maybe about 2 years ago, matter of fact, 2023, ADDI had been working on Zimbabwe for a long time, 2022 actually. For about a year, maybe a year and a half, there's been talking about going to Zimbabwe. Yes, we're going. And so I had people like 10 people like ready to go. So what happened was we pulled the trigger, and I tried to announce it like, yo, we got people that's ready to go. And so, for some time, like we were supposed, there's some land or resort in Zimbabwe that we were supposed to, connect to, and eventually it was just like, that wasn't like important. That wasn't important. Having a delegation, a prominent delegation, to actually go to Zimbabwe. So that happened in 2023, and I wasn't able to go. I had to put up money for others to go, but happy that we made it happen. But now I'm just like thinking, like, all these trips to Africa, taking groups and going myself, and going to the African Union, Ethiopia, getting on all these darn Zooms forever, and you just gonna have Umar, who is like, man, he's like a laughing stock. Like, he's embarrassing to the black community. I mean, I know more, but here's what I saw, like, recently with that throat goat / she did whatever to, to me, this woman that he was affiliated with, and I just thought, like, that's over the line. That's highly disrespectful. That's highly disrespectful. And I saw that some people started calling him out that never called him out before. And that's why I was like, all right, that's it now. Like, he done poured gasoline on a fire with this one. But here you have supposed to be the intelligent Africans, the most revolutionary, the most, conscious and aware, I guess. And even, what's the other one name? PLO Lumumba. I mean, I don't know if he, so I'm just like, damn, this is just like, y'all don't have no moral compass to know, like, that you just can't be in a room with anybody. Like, you just can't have anybody speaking on your platform. Like, I don't know, like, outside of the city clowning stuff and the Tariq Nasheed stuff, like, he was a part of, and the fake phone calls, the fake goons, the Philly hat tilted to the side. I mean, like, the conscious stripper, like, I mean, there was all kind of crazy things that I could, like, go back and say and talk about and realize that why him, why Arikana, why ADDI. And then I think about it, Africans have a different kind of levels of emotional intelligence. It's just different. And that's all I can say. If ADDI has some of the best and brightest, which on some levels I do believe, their depth of the value of a Dr. Umar Johnson is very small-minded. They don't know that his negatives far outweigh his positives. It's just, I mean, man, I just can't believe. So I just mentioned Oshay, because, I mean, he said some things about, Burkina Faso. Now, I didn't, like, so at first I was like, yeah, go ahead and get the passport, not the passport, get the visa, get the citizenship, get the, I thought like, all right, yeah, I'm in. I paid whatever. And now that I think about it and I thought about it, I was just like, how strategically located, and I had to talk to some scholars about this. I put it out just generally speaking, not try, I try not to, and here's the thing, when I went, and this is what kind of shook me to wake me up a little bit of how, I ain't gonna say dumb, but like some of the ADDI groupie cult followers now aren't well-rounded, like, so first and foremost, there's only a certain percentage of black people that's actually can afford to go to Africa, thinking about going to Africa, so that's first and foremost, like, but if they go, and this is from a business perspective, this is from demographics, geographics, history, like, okay, you're going to have some people that get their DNA and they want to go to their homeland, but most black folks, Renoka Rashidi put it out. And I'm, pleased that I've been able to see Dr. Rashidi. And check out his film. Check out Dr. Renoka Rashidi's film. I got a small part in it. I dropped some little stuff. Check it out, his film. So, Renoka Rashidi said Ghana and Egypt. If he had two places, this is one of the world's pioneering leaders, global African presence. So look him up. I don't know where he said it in that documentary. But I just think about it like, okay, you got Ghana, right? And Egypt. It's Dr. Rashid. Both of them, they speak Arabic over there, but you got some English-speaking countries. But now I think about it, it's like, how many black people in America are just going to learn French? Like, for real? How many are going to learn French? And why should we care about learning French? Like, first and foremost. And, so that's what I'm thinking, honestly, first and foremost, about Burkina Faso. I'm also thinking about the strategicness as comparatively to Ghana, like right now. Like, so outside of, again, the DNA tests, like, what do black people in America, why should we pick there versus Liberia, for instance, Sierra Leone, for instance, and now I got some Togo. Let me see. I got some Togo. I got some Nigeria, like 28-27%. So I'm just like, we putting all of our eggs in this Burkina Faso basket. We're putting all our eggs in there, and you got rupees, and that's what I mean. Oh, wait a minute. I went to a dinner with the Ivory Coast ambassador. Let me go back, because this is kind of what made me realize, like, people just, these groupies just gonna be talking dumb shit. Like, don't nobody got time. Oh my God, y'all gotta know what happened. Let me just tell this. I went to a dinner with Brother Melfoot. I went to a luncheon with Brother Melfoot. Look him up. He's the one that Arikana was talking about with the $10,000 thing or whatever. So I don't know what happened with all that. Melfoot, he's been good for me. And, I told him when I got the Arikana Excellence Award, he ain't say nothing bad about it. He just like, oh man, well, I don't, And I left it at that. I ain't asked no questions. I ain't know no details, but I knew that something sort of went on. And so Arikana did a video. Dr. Arikana did a video. She talked about everything. But I went to a luncheon. Luncheon with CFA, Constituency for Africa, and many roundtable shop, probably $80, $70 plate joint things. So many prominent Pan-Africanists, global Pan-Africanists. Now, Brother Melfoot is like one of the leading Pan-Africanists, like, in the world, in history, like truly, like doing some real substantive work, like with the embassies and the diplomats, just all over. So, I feel honored. I was able to go to that luncheon, 16 people, 16 with the ambassador from the Ivory Coast, right? Now, I had people, more than one, asking me, why am I going meeting with ECOWAS, and they part of the European establishment, like really taking hard turns, hardliners. Like, so I'm like, for one, it's difficult for a black person to just even to be conscious enough to even go and take their time to go and have dinner with any African ambassadors, let alone to just like go hardline and pretend like that we gonna have some power and some influence in Burkina Faso to make some things happen. Like, you just like gonna be a tourist. Like, you don't have no clout here unless you got a little bit of money from here, and you're gonna build a building, but listen, they speak French there. Now, there may be a few ADDI French speakers, and I don't even know what else. I don't know what else they speak there, but I know that the sister, little young sister that's probably never read a book on Africa, just new to Africa, probably barely can spell Africa. Some little young girl, just got in her mind like if you not with Burkina Faso, you with the Western imperialists. So now some of these people are becoming like parrots and hardliners, and I'm just like, we don't know what's going to happen. For instance, in Burkina Faso, are y'all going to join the military? Like, are y'all going to like if things start to pop off, like, are y'all going to say, we the Black American Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, trained, guerrilla warfare fighters, like, are y'all gonna go get like how Fidel Castro, went and brought troops to Angola, and like, what are you doing here? Like, what, and maybe diplomacy will shall I say, even things out, I guess, and there won't be like no more war, no more bloodshed, we pray. But to say for me and Brother Melfoot, and I don't know if this sister probably don't even know who Melfoot is, like, for real, but she watches YouTube and she gets riled the hell up and just talk shit to every damn body. Like, I'm like, man, these little YouTube youngins haven't read a book, haven't been nowhere, haven't even been to Africa one time. But now you a Burkina Faso freedom fighter, like, that's, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, girl, like, I mean, like, you gonna, so here's the thing, I done did stuff in other parts of Africa, so I mean, am I supposed to just give up everything else I did, like, in all these other places, just to say, yeah, we gotta go to Burkina Faso, everybody, come on, y'all ain't nothing, y'all part of the Western imperialists, y'all ain't no real revolutionaries, yeah, you know what I'm saying, so this is the mentality that some of these little, you know, people who, I mean, see, I'm different. I'm just different, y'all. I'm moving like different, like in real power dynamics. And it's not going to happen through a conference. It's not going to happen through showing up in Burkina Faso and just touring. I mean, ultimately, I'm feeling, you know, yes, people got to create different revenue streams and, you know, business, develop new skills, and I pray that people do have, you know, different types of skills. You got to learn, but you got to want to work. You got to want to work. Kazi, you know, not just talk, man. You going to be on the ground. Like, I mean, you can't just talk, set up and be a speaker. You're going to have to get some agriculture going. Like, truly. Like, you got to get some land and some skills and get your hands in some dirt. Like, truly. And I know, you know, we, you know, living our best life, you know, but listen, if you want to be on the ground at a point in times where these Western powers are looking at these countries and, you know, wild crazies that, you know, coming in talking about Western power and, I mean, you never know. I mean, there has to be some agents in that group. There has to be some agent provocateurs in that group. And now you're gonna give the agent provocateurs Dr. Umar Johnson. I mean, well, you're gonna put him up there, and now with all the things that he's done, they can manipulate all these videos and just be like, look what Umar did. And they can ruin Traore's credibility severely. And he may not know. He ain't paying no attention to no Umar Johnson and American blacks. Like, he's looking at Moscow. You know? So, I mean, and that's the reality that we dealing with. And so, but again, going back, so this sister, you know, after I went to this this luncheon, this sister was like, you hanging out with the Irish. It was a couple of them, man. In fact, another brother, man, that I'm like, look, y'all ain't in my position. Umar is just a talker. He can't organize with different people. He can't be humble. And I've listened to him for years. I mean, some things are, but ultimately it's just theory, what he's talking about. A lot of it's just theory. Like, for instance, he was talking about integration versus resegregation. Like, I mean, nobody's putting anybody back in no shackles, man. Like, I mean, listen, you can't enslave Frederick Douglass. You cannot enslave a man that has a mind, you know, that can think, that can read, so, and that can produce. So, and I know that the job market, and, you know, unfortunately many of us are dependent in this society. We're dependent upon jobs and et cetera, et cetera. But ultimately we have to create like a self mentality, a do for self mentality, economic freedom, work ethic, kazi, right? So I mentioned Oshay Duke Jackson because I think obviously he's been doing YouTubes way more than myself, of course, but I think certainly this having Umar Johnson on is the height of ignorance. It's the height of lack of intelligence. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous, and it's scary that people would feel so insecure that they would feel like they have to get him to co-sign. That they would have to get him to co-sign, and he not. I mean, he just talking like he been talking for 10 years. It's just it gets old. It get old, like, because you can't move a unique segment of the population. I mean, and so what I'm saying is this, and this is why I'm doing this, because I'm in position bigger than many people, and unfortunately many individuals are distracted, and I'm saying that we have to have different types of power in this society, and we need to work, we need to support each other. And I get that most people, they're not going to be able to comprehend like what I'm doing and why it's relevant. I get it. It took me years to be able to move how I do, to manage my money properly, and to support who I need to support, and to build different allies in different spaces, but also to see the relevance of how I move. And there's no way, for instance, that I mean, and I didn't think about it. I got caught up too. I was like, yeah, citizenship, Burkina Faso, sounds good. Arikana said it. I'm going to follow the crowd. Until I went to Kenya again. Not just, this experience, but the other previous experiences in Ghana. And I just thought, like, damn, we talked about Wakanda 1 and Ghana and Kenya, and then we brought a group to Zimbabwe when we were talking about, bringing groups to Zimbabwe for years. And I did it. I got over here and made it happen. Umar didn't. So I'm like, I'll just somebody else and get numbers on YouTube. Like, I'm gonna be able to educate people in terms of how to build power. Like, and I know the power dynamics look different. I mean, people ultimately have power. The land has power. And there's also this imagery, political power. There's assets that, also, your skills. All these things begin to matter. Your influence, your team, the will, why people support you, right? Your social capital is what, it's known as. But now I'm reaching a point where it's like, I feel like I just gotta call some people out for being unintelligent. And this one girl, she done set me off like that. I have to feel like I gotta come out like, I mean, possibly this goofy little girl, and then Dr. Umar coming and poisoning ADDI. I mean, and I don't know like who in ADDI now, but I'm just like, I just can't imagine how some, adults would get on their call, get on that Zoom and listen to Umar and think, oh yes, this has been wonderful. I get to hear from Dr. Umar Johnson. I ain't gonna say worse than Dr. York. I mean, that's different. That's like not the proper comparison. But, I mean, some of the things that he's done has been so wow. Wow. Like, he not no Malcolm X. He not even a Dr. King. Like, I mean, this is so crazy. I just can't believe that I live on that I'm a conscious black man, that I gotta witness this. That I gotta witness somebody who claims like that they Malcolm X, claims they freedom fighter, Pan-Africanist, and they get on YouTube and do a SETI and cuss people out and fake goons on a phone call like I'm a real G. Like somebody calling on the phone like, I got this, I'ma handle this. Ring. Like, man, come on, man. YouTube has been like the most damaging thing to the movement. It's been truly damaging. And I just wanted to put it out there because nobody else knows this clown. Alright, so yeah, I just felt like I needed to put it out there, y'all, because this is like ridiculous. I'm just shocked. I hope that the ADDI leaders and members will not be stupid, not get dumb down, and be productive. Grow up, because right now y'all lazy. Y'all are very lazy, man. Y'all, I mean, like it's really a lazy, not well thought out ideas. I just think, for instance, I could do some strategic operations in Ghana and Kenya and feed more Africans, build some strong alliances, do some things here, but some people will want to put all of our eggs in Burkina Faso's basket. And, I didn't want to go this far at first. I didn't want to go this far at first. But I'm feeling forced to. The Umar thing just made me realize, like, oh my gosh, this is getting worse and worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And so I know, like having a little bit of close relationship with some ADDI people, but it's like, and I've seen some of them are Trump supporters, y'all. Like, there's this one that's like, there was a big, weird ass Trump supporter. Like, it's just crazy. That's why I was just like, damn, y'all, they all over the damn place, y'all. Like, for real. Like, just Trump. And y'all in ADDI know who I'm talking about. So I'm just like, man, this is crazy. This is crazy, y'all. So I'm just feeling like with Oshay, just how you say things. I ain't gonna call her dusty, and I just don't think that it's intelligent. Lack of intelligence. So I'm out, y'all. Peace, and blessings. Hope you all are well. I'm gonna get me some water. My mouth getting dry. I talk too much, so maybe drink me some tea and get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day for the Success Scholar. Peace and blessings.